Welcome back, everyone, to the High Tempo Sports Podcast, episode 164. Today, we are back for another weekly episode. We did not have a High Tempo Fast Break episode this week, but I think we're going to have one this week, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it might come out a little
so.
late.
Yeah,
it might come out a little
fine.
late, but
that's
it will.
Fine.
There will be
just
one.
until the next weekly episode.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're here today. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. This is going to be, we're recording this on Tuesday. We're going to post it on Wednesday just so you can try to listen to it before Thanksgiving, or if you want to listen to it during Thanksgiving, sure, do that
just
too.
toss in the earbuds while sitting at family dinner or lunch, whatever
just
you guys do on
completely
Thanksgiving.
zone out from family time and just listen to our podcast.
Everybody needs an hour break from their family on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody could use one.
Yeah, and there's a lot of football on Thursday, so we figured let's get it out beforehand so we can talk about these games and get into it. The first thing we need to talk about is college football. Let's talk about it. The college football playoff just came out literally like 15 minutes ago.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Nothing changed much, obviously, because the top four teams, none of them lost. Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Michigan 3, TCU 4. TCU gets a buzzer beater win over Baylor. But the big news is Tennessee falls from number 5. I actually didn't even check to see where they fell to. It doesn't really matter. LSU is now the number 5 ranked team, and USC is number 6. So those are the two other teams that I would say have a shot at making the college football playoff, along with the top 4. So we have 1 week left of college football, obviously, before the championship week. Rivalry week this week. Obviously, we have Michigan, Ohio State. Georgia plays Georgia Tech, so shouldn't lose that game. TCU plays...
I don't know.
Texas Tech? Let me look, actually.
Oh, that would make sense for the rivalry.
I'm trying to think of who it is.
Who does Notre Dame play?
They play USC. USC Notre Dame is they play. So
that
that's
should be
a big
an awesome game.
Let me see who TCU plays because I don't really remember. So, yeah, Georgia Tech versus Georgia. MSU's taking on Penn State, by the way. We're not going to talk much about MSU, though. Iowa State is who TCU plays. They're pretty bad. TCU should win that game pretty big. And LSU plays Texas A&M. Probably the worst team in college football. So those two teams should be safe with wins. So it really comes down to the number 2 versus number 3 team, Ohio State versus Michigan. Let's talk about this game. The first thing I want to point out, one thing I was interested in was to see the line of this game. Currently, this is, like I said, this is Tuesday, plenty of time before the game on Saturday. Michigan is at plus 7.5 right now. And reportedly, I just saw this on Twitter, from some guy who works for some sports book. 95% of the public bets are hammering Michigan on the points right now. So that's probably not a good thing if you're a Michigan fan. Because it just, usually you don't see it that one-sided. But, I also do kind of agree with it. I think that whether or not you think Michigan or Ohio State's going to win, I think Michigan should be able to cover that.
Yeah, and it definitely could just be Ohio State. People are poor. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, they didn't have the money to bet. No, I'm playing. This game I haven't been like this anxious for a football game in a long time. This sounds crazy, but I almost wish we weren't undefeated going into the game because it is just like so nerve-wracking knowing that this one game could ruin just everything that this season's been, and this season's been incredible. There's a lot of nerves about the Blake Corum situation. We still have no idea whether or not he's playing. Like we said, we're doing this on Tuesday. News will come out later, and I bet you that line might change when it gets confirmed or denied.
If I had to take a guess, I would guess that he's going to play.
Yeah, I would assume. Yeah. But whether it be 100% or not, who knows? Michigan's coming off a terrible win over Illinois. A win is a win. 1 touchdown, it was Blake Corum, and the rest was Jake Moody. And Ohio State didn't look good against Maryland. Exactly. It was a tight game until the very end.
Both teams definitely seem to be more focused on the following week, which obviously is the number one rule of, the week before this game. But I don't blame them. I would probably do the same thing. But like you said, Illinois, that was a game that they almost lost the game.
Yeah,
like it literally was
so
like
close.
They probably could have lost that game. Ohio State was in a chance to lose. They definitely had a better win, I guess, but it was different kind of games. The Ohio State Maryland game was a really high scoring game. Michigan Illinois was a pretty ugly game, not much scoring. So I don't know.
I'm so nervous. It's just the fact that this game decides the season, and it's Ohio State. And I mean, who knows when the last time we beat Ohio State 2 years in a row was?
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea.
And it could be the first time Harbaugh has beat Michigan State and Ohio State in the same year.
Man, that would be so hype. And I do think this team like has the ability, has the guts, has the right mentality, and it does kind of. Low-key, I'm kind of surprised by the line at plus 7.5 from. I mean, it just feels
home
a little
field advantage for Ohio State.
A little disrespectful to give them a whole touchdown win. But, I mean, I'm so excited. This should be one of the best college football games of the year. Hopefully there's tons of scoring, lots of points, but it could just be a Big Ten style run the football down your throat type of game. Ohio State doesn't really do that much, however. But I'm nervous for this game for sure.
I think it comes down to Michigan's offense being able to put up points. I think Ohio State's going to score the ball either way. I know Michigan is one of the best defenses in the country, but they're going to score the ball. It's just how much can Michigan score the ball as well to keep up with that. And can their defense limit Ohio State to, like less than 25 points or something? That's a big deal, obviously. However, I do think there is a world where Michigan and Ohio State both get in the college football playoff still. Now with pretty much being down to these 6 teams, LSU, we said as Texas A&M, but they're going to have to take on Georgia in their SEC championship game. Let's say they lose to Georgia. There's no way they have a chance at getting in. USC has Notre Dame. Notre Dame could pull off an upset. I mean, Notre Dame is a ranked team. Yeah. They're still good. They've really turned their season around as well. Notre Dame defeats USC. Boom, those 2 teams are out. The current 4 that are here, I mean, you look at the board, if Ohio State, Michigan have a tight race, let's just say Ohio State wins.
Game-winning field goal or whatever.
Like really close game. Ohio State goes Big Ten championship, wins big. I think you have to put Michigan in at 1 loss. I know they didn't even have a conference championship appearance, but I think they deserve to be in over those other teams. Now, obviously, there's a world where I think USC becomes the team that fills in if they just win out over Michigan, which who knows if that's valid or not. But I know that this 100% would happen if Michigan is the one that beats Ohio State and Ohio State's the team that gets in. All the way around, I think it would still happen, but I mean, there's definitely Ohio State bias coming from a Michigan State fan. Like there is Ohio State bias in this playoff. So
yeah, and the committee in general, I could totally see a world where that happens. It makes me a little fearful that our strength of schedule at the beginning of the year could come back and bite us in the ass.
Yeah.
Let's say we beat a ranked team in those first 3 games. We have a much better resume with 0 losses or 1 losses and a loss to Ohio State. But we lose to Ohio State by, let's say, even like 14 or 7. It's like, feels like we don't have a chance.
Wasn't really much of a game type thing.
Yeah. And that's where our strength of schedule in the beginning of the season could really help us. Because like you said, we're going to end the season with either 0 losses or 1 loss.
Right, yeah.
So... yeah, that'd be awesome if we both got it. I mean, if we both somehow find a way.
Happen,
but I think USC is rolling. I think USC is going to keep rolling.
They had a big win last week against UCLA. Like I said, they have Notre Dame this week. I think they would take on who won the Oregon-Utah game. I think Oregon won. So I think they would play Oregon. I actually don't know how the sides work in the Pac-12. I'm not sure. But either way, USC has 3 straight tough games here to try and get in the playoff, and they could still end up not making it. I do want to bring up the elephant in the room, which is the TCU Horned Frogs. TCU has been a really fun team all year. They're undefeated, kind of came out of nowhere. The Big 12 has been really weird this year. The top dog teams aren't as good. And TCU's undefeated. They're number 4. I hate to say this because I love to root for the underdog type of teams. But if the current situation plays out where, I guess, I don't know. It doesn't really matter if Ohio State and Michigan can't both get in. But I just think that LSU deserves to get in over TCU. I hate to say it if LSU ends up beating Georgia in the SEC championship game. LSU, the SEC, I hate giving them credit, but they are easily the best conference in football. They're still overrated, I think, because they have teams that like Texas A&M. They're supposed to be the best team in the conference and are 4-7 or whatever this year. But LSU just has some crazy high wins this season, and now that Tennessee has lost again, it gives them even more validation to get in because that's one of their 2 losses is to Tennessee. They've beaten Alabama. They just beat somebody else too. I forget. They had another big win, and then they would have beaten Georgia in the SEC championship game.
Huge wins.
I think that team deserves to get in over TCU. Obviously, maybe one of Ohio State or Michigan gets kicked out over TCU. But maybe you let USC in at that point over TCU. The Big 12 sucks this year.
Yeah, I don't think TCU belongs. I don't think TCU belongs in over USC either.
Exactly. It's
USC
no offense to TCU. And I feel bad for their fans if that happens and everything. But We look like the purpose of the college football playoff was to put the 4 best teams in college football. It's not the 4 best records. I understand it. You know, Cincinnati got in last year. We saw how that went. It did not go well. I just think that the purpose of the playoffs is get the 4 best teams in the playoff to have the best games. LSU versus Georgia or whoever is one or whatever is a much better game than TCU versus Georgia. We saw TCU's played, I mean, at least last week against Baylor. Ugly game. Won at the very end. They were losing most of the game. I just think that, you know, especially with the playoff expanding to 8 teams soon anyways, they can get their chance in 2 years, you know, when it expands. But, like, LSU and USC are better football teams, I think.
Yeah, it's super nice knowing that we only have to worry about this in a few.
Right, or it's 12 teams actually, not 8, right?
Yeah, it's a 12 team playoff.
It's 12,
So it's really nice that we're not going to have to worry about this in, 2 seasons.
Right.
This won't even be a conversation anymore, but I totally agree. I don't think TCU is as not nearly, but I don't think they're as good as USC or LSU. I think USC is electric, man.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is a baller. He is so good.
They've been really good, and like especially as of late, like you said, that offense is really good. Jordan Addison has been one of the best wide receivers in college football this year. So, I think that both those teams do deserve to get in over TCU. I'm just trying to think of other scenarios that maybe could go down that, could cause something to a team to get in or whatever. I can't really think of it. Like, let's think of a world where TCU loses, whether it's this week to Iowa State or in their Big 12 championship game. I think we can all agree TCU is out.
Yep.
I think the committee, I just don't think they're going to give them that pleasure of letting them in with 1 loss still even. So let's say TCU is gone. LSU loses to Georgia, right? USC wins their championship still or whatever. Does USC get in over loser of Ohio State, Michigan at that point? So like TCU, LSU are out. You know, your top 2 are Georgia, Ohio State, and that would be both of them getting in.
Yeah, both of them would get in at that point.
Damn, I was trying to think of a different scenario of that.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, I don't think, unless Michigan gets blown out, I don't see a crazy big world where we don't make it with one
honestly,
loss.
Unless things just stay how they are. If TCU wins out, LSU.
If everybody wins, then
TCU and USC both win out, I guess. I think TCU, USC, but that, I don't know. Yeah, let's just say LSU loses to Georgia. TCU wins out, USC wins out.
TCU can't get in over Michigan. That's just ridiculous.
They would be undefeated Big 12 champs.
It's just such horse shit.
It's hard. It's so difficult.
So stupid that we're on the same side as Ohio State. Yeah. It just really obviously it makes sense.
And this is one of the, I understand the Big 10 isn't as good this year because Michigan State is bad. Penn State isn't as good this year.
Wisconsin bad.
The whole west side of the Big 10 is terrible. Like Illinois was good. So, but the Big 12 has been terrible. I mean, the Big 12, Oklahoma is always a really good team. They are bad. I mean, they're not bad, but they're not like how they usually are. Oklahoma State is not very good this year. Texas is as good as they usually are. They're 7-5 every year.
Most average
Texas
team
Tech,
ever.
they're usually decent. They're all right. Like Kansas and Kansas State were good this year. The Big 12 was just not as good as it usually has been this year. So I don't understand the whole giving TCU in over Michigan, where Michigan had a weak schedule, non-conference schedule or whatever. That shit was 5 months ago, dude. Obviously it wasn't that long ago, but come on, who cares about that? They've won games up to this point. So we'll see what happens, but it's going to be really interesting. Obviously, the big week is championship week to see what happens, but Ohio State, Michigan, score prediction.
I'll go 31-21 Michigan. Giving us the 10-point dub.
All right.
Gotta take it.
I'm not gonna make a prediction because I just feel like it's just not a good idea.
Yeah, it's bad. No,
I don't want to root
juju.
for, especially as a State fan. I just feel like I don't.
You just gotta watch the game.
I'm just gonna watch the game.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I'm gonna bet on it. I was thinking about it. I think I do want to take Michigan plus 7.5. I'm definitely not.
Just feels like a nice
bet
line
on either team to win.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe I'll just take props or something.
It's pretty awesome. You just get to sit back and enjoy it.
I've always used to do that.
Yeah. But it really, really doesn't matter to you or anything.
It never has.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. That's it for college football. Let's get into NFL talk. The Detroit Lions are on a 3-game winning streak, the hottest team in the NFL, the best team in the NFL, the best coach in the NFL, the best quarterback in the NFL, the best defense in the NFL, the best rookie in the NFL. How much more do I have to go on?
A lot. I think we have did you say the best punter in the NFL?
Best punter in the NFL. We don't have the best kicker in the NFL. I will say that.
Yeah,
but,
we'll
get there. Michael Badgley, he's been good since coming to Detroit.
But once we get Moody,
we do need Moody. Do we draft Moody in like the 4th round?
Why don't we? Why don't we?
I don't get why not. That's
need
one
him.
Michigan dude like I want on the Lions.
He'd be awesome.
It's like, how do you hate the kicker, dude?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I want Moody.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Lions, in all seriousness, the Lions get a huge win, probably the best win of the season as far as non-stressful win. You know, like it was, I mean, there obviously was points where it was stressful, but like we had the majority, we had a good lead for most all of this game.
Yeah, the only time we were stressed was when the 4th quarter happened because we're Lions fans.
Yeah.
And when the 4th quarter starts as a Lions fan, you're nervous.
We went in the 4th quarter up 12 points, and it's like, we're going to lose this game. I was saying that at one point. Like I was like, we're going to lose,
It was the start, and we might have had we had 2 3 and outs at the end of the 3rd quarter, and it was like, we're done. Like, this is just a normal Lions win.
Either the Kirby Joseph pick happened, or it was the Hutchinson fumble recovery. One of the two happened that really set it in stone. And then obviously Swift caps it off with his touchdown. Jamal Williams scores 3 touchdowns. Jared Goff played a perfect game as far as he didn't do too much. Like, he didn't have any touchdowns, didn't throw for that many yards, but he didn't make mistakes. He did what he needed to do. We had a good fluid offense. Long play drives is what we were rocking.
Yeah,
which
only
I love.
A couple 3 and outs.
Exactly, only a couple 3 and outs. Defense stepped up. Aleem McNeil had one of the best PFF grades of the season so far of a defensive player. 10 tackles, a few for loss, had a sack. Aiden Hutchinson got his 2nd interception of the year and a forced fumble. Only player in the NFL, not rookie, player in the NFL with 3+ sacks and 3+ takeaways this year.
Damn.
Look at that.
That is crazy.
Not even another player in the NFL. I mean, how is he not the defensive rookie of the year? Oh, Sauce Gardner, though. Yeah, how many picks he got? Oh, 2? Yeah. Hutchinson's got that
He's
easily,
got that too.
dude.
He drops into coverage.
I'm just kidding. Sauce Gardner has been really good, but
this game, what I loved about it is the fact that we shut down Saquon. We went from, we literally have the worst run defense in the NFL, other than maybe the Texans.
Maybe the worst defense.
Yeah, we're literally terrible. And all of a sudden, Saquon, we were bottling his ass up.
Yeah.
I mean, it took
22 yards.
Yeah, Breida had to get the touchdown. Didn't even go to Saquon. It was awesome because every time he touched the ball, there was a fear. And it slowly went away as the game went on. Obviously, 4th quarter started, and the fear was there again.
And Danny Dimes did kill us in the read option.
Yeah, he did.
But I think our plan was to stop Saquon, which I think the Lions have shown that we are going to struggle against a mobile QB. It's just, can you contain it enough where they don't cap off drives with touchdowns? They did that, they had 2 touchdowns, right? Because I think they went for 2. Yeah, because that's why they ended up with 12.
Yep.
So, but the offense just did their job. They played their part. Like I said, Jamal Williams stepping up big. DJ Chark returned. Pretty much was a decoy because Amon-Ra St. Brown really feasted in this game. It was nice to see him have another big-time game. The tight ends just continue to, play well. Brock Wright had a couple nice plays in this game.
It's like we're better because we're not focusing on the one tight end.
Is Hockenson holding us back? Was he?
Was he holding back the same way people are starting to say Tyreek Hill was holding back the Chiefs offense? I mean, people do say that. That is a belief.
Right,
I disagree.
It's a weird thing to say.
It's a weird thing to say.
You just say they're still good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like they were bad.
Yeah, they're great either way.
I mean, I guess that's something to say with the Lions.
Yeah, exactly, with Hawk.
But we were losing, though.
Yeah, facts. And I wonder how true this is. When was the Lions' other win? What week did it come?
Week 2.
I wonder if that's the week. Oh, no, I have 5 wins in fantasy. I was going to say every week the Lions win, my fantasy team might win.
Oh, really?
But it's not true because I've won 3 straight in fantasy now.
Hey, that still works, though.
Yeah, it works right now. Lions need to keep winning so I can keep winning.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, huge win for the Lions. I mean, this was such a fun win on the road in New York, back-to-back road wins. We take a step further to getting in that. And I think the playoff picture is real now. It's not like we are going to make it, but the chances of us making it is actually realistic at this point. Obviously, a lot of things still need to happen. Currently, we are sitting in 10th place in the NFC right now, 2 games back of that playoff spot. Here are the teams that we now need to start to root to lose for. Root for to lose. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. The Minnesota Vikings. We've been saying it all year, by the way. Don't say, oh, these guys are hopping on the band.
No,
nah.
We know.
Even after that crazy Bills game, I said, I still don't trust them.
We both
Vikings.
were sitting here they still pretty fraudulent.
Exactly. It got exposed this past week. I still love Kirk Cousins. I still love him, but they're frauds.
Yeah, frauds. Total.
There is still a world where we win the division if the Vikings just, really fall off.
Yeah, there's
a game like that. That's what I'm saying, but that's not the most realistic.
Yeah.
The San Francisco 49ers, I think, have now shown that they are going to win the NFC West. As much as Seattle still is good right now, San Francisco is in the division leader. They're the 3 seed right now in the NFC.
Unbelievable.
So that means time for the Seattle Seahawks fall off. Geno Smith, you've been good all year, buddy. But it's time to show the Geno of old. I love you, K9. You can still go off, just lose games.
Yes.
So we need them to start losing. The New York Giants, 7-3. We exposed them this week. They've been frauds all year, but like we really proved it this week.
They played Dallas this week.
They played
huge.
Dallas this week. Dallas looks like they're not slowing down, so we can root for them to lose, but like it's probably not going to happen. Giants, though, is a team we got to root for.
Yeah.
The only 2 teams ahead of us that aren't in the playoff race right now are the red-hot Washington Commanders. I mean, we just need Carson Wentz to come back. Like Taylor Heineke is a winning machine.
Yeah.
And then the Atlanta Falcons, who I'm not really worried about them. They are a half game above us at 5-6. They do have another kind of easy game this week, but I don't know. I still don't really like. I'm not worried about them. Not easy. They play Washington, so like either way, this game helps us out.
Yeah. But after this week, we have an awesome strength of schedule for the rest of the season.
Let's name it off.
Yeah, we have. I don't know the order. You do.
We have Bills, and then we have Jags, which we will be attending.
Yes, we will.
We have Vikings after that at home. Vikings are frauds. Should have been the first time anyways.
Yep, we'll do it. We'll do it at home.
We have after that. I
seriously do believe like we will beat the Vikings. I'm counting that as a win.
I think so too.
Right now.
I think Bears is in there. It's either Bears or Jets. One of the two. We saw how the Jets played this past week. I mean, come on.
Well, they might not even start Zach Wilson anymore.
I saw that.
Yeah, they said he's not the starter.
That's crazy.
Like he's not. He hasn't won the starting job.
Yeah, they said
week.
they're like considering. Joe Flacco, Mike White, time to shine again.
Joe Flacco, the return,
again.
Crazy.
So yeah, Bears, Jets, both dubs, and then the Packers. I think, and then the Panthers. We have the Panthers too.
Yeah, like that strength schedule is nice.
This Bills game is the biggest one. Obviously, the Vikings are there, but that's a division game. We lost to them. We got to get our revenge. It's at home. I'm confident in that game. I love where we're at right now.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the Bills game when we get to it with Weekly Picks. It's the first one anyways. But yeah, that's where we're at. The Lions do have a chance to get in the playoffs, and I'm super excited. Shout out to Dan Campbell for really getting this team back motivated again. And he said nothing has changed. This is the same team back from week 2. This is the same team that lost 3 or 4 games in a row. Like this team is still here, and they're still grinding, and everyone is playing well.
Yeah, I totally agree with Dan Campbell when he says that. There is no difference. If you watch this Giants game and even watch the Vikings game at the start of the season, there wasn't that big of a difference in how well we played. The defense was worse in the Vikings game, but we were up the whole time. We've been playing great football, good football all year, and now it's just turning into wins. We're actually winning at the end of these games.
We're stepping up late.
Which is just so awesome to see. Dan Campbell probably secured his job for next year. I would assume so. I think he did.
Yeah.
It's just awesome.
That Rams pick just keeps
dude.
balling
it gets
and
sweeter.
balling. I mean, it's like we're winning and getting a better pick. Like, what?
We're winning. The team we stole their pick is losing.
What a crazy thing to do.
Yeah, dude.
And then the big news, obviously, Jameson Williams has returned to practice. We don't know if he's going to play this week. I would guess he's not. But
I really want him to.
I really want him to, but what if he debuts in that Jags game when we're at it, dude? It's going to be crazy. Bringing J-Mo back, I think whether he comes out first game and gets 0 catches or gets 10 catches, it makes Amon-Ra St. Brown so much more dangerous. Having that deep threat. Jared Goff can throw the deep ball.
Yeah,
he just doesn't.
He loves it.
Our offense just isn't really, we don't do it very often, you know? But with Jameson Williams, that threat being there, the fastest dude on the field at all times, that's going to have Amon-Ra St. Brown really feeding in the middle of the field and at the sideline where he works best. And I think it's just going to make this offense even more elite. And obviously, as DeAndre Swift gets more healthy, he will get more touches too. So I just am so happy to see Jameson Williams back because he's perfect for this Lions team. On the sideline, he gets so hyped. He tweets stuff out. He's talking shit to the other teams. He's posting on Instagram all the time. He's getting on Instagram Live after the games. Like, I just love J-Mo.
Yeah, he's awesome. From the moment he was drafted, he was all in on the Detroit, the movement and the culture change that we're going through in Detroit. And he's just awesome. Me and Ivan, last night we're sitting there and we just started watching J-Mo Alabama highlights.
Dude, they're crazy.
They're ridiculous.
His highlights are nuts, dude.
He's literally Tyreek Hill.
He's just like so fast.
He catches the ball across the middle of the field, runs to the other sideline, and just beats everybody up the field.
It's unreal.
It's ridiculous. He's going to be so good to stretch the field. Like you said, Amon-Ra just gets so much better. And I don't know if like literally like fantasy wise or whatever. I mean like when we're watching the game, the eye test.
He's just dangerous.
He is going to be open all the time, I assume. I imagine
he already
he's
is,
always
but like,
open.
Like now you have to focus on another guy. Like those two are just going to complement each. Like me and Seth were actually talking about this today. Like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, they might be the best duo in the NFL, but like they're like the same guy pretty much. You know, like they're like this. Like not saying that they're like they don't complement each other well, but I'm just saying if you're taking like two different types of players, receivers. Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown are just like the perfect match.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're both, you know, in their rookie year and second year in the league, I mean, this is awesome.
Yeah, I mentioned the only other comparison I could think of was Mike Williams and Keenan Allen.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The deep ball and
but like Mike Williams
guys.
is, I mean, he doesn't have the speed, obviously, but like he is the deep threat.
And
though.
Keenan hasn't done what Amon-Ra's done in 5 years. I mean, Keenan's not been
maybe
like
a little
that. bit
of a stretch, but I get what you're saying. Yeah,
he's not like Amon-Ra.
You just don't
though.
like Keenan anymore.
No, there's no bias. That is an unbiased take.
There was one. Jeff Okuda. It sounds like he's not going to play. He had a concussion on Sunday, and I don't know if he can clear concussion protocol by Thursday. Right after the game, Dan Campbell said he's not going to play, but like obviously you're probably just going to say that just so Buffalo thinks he's not going to play. It's not confirmed yet.
Dan's not a doctor.
Like, I mean, he knows the rules of the concussion protocol.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
And then Jonah Jackson is going to be out for this game, along with Vaitai is still out. And one of our other guards is out too. Oh, Evan Brown is out because he got hurt in the last game. So the guards are going to be tough. Dan Skipper's probably going to get a start. Logan Stenberg's probably going to get a start. But it's nothing new. You know, these guys have had to do this last year, this year too. These guys step up when their name is called.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's get into weekly picks. High tempo weekly picks.
High tempo weekly picks.
All NFL games of the week.
What teams are gonna cover the spread?
Season 3. Welcome back. Go Lions. J-Mo's back, baby.
Yes, sir.
High tempo weekly picks. Just realized that we didn't like go over last week, but like we can just do that right now.
We'll do it as we go through the whole thing. I mean, we're going to talk about every team.
Yeah, well, let's just talk about last week right now.
Go for it.
So last week, weekly picks, 19.
Oh, I see what you mean by last week. I thought you meant games and specific.
No,
no, I know what you mean.
Last week, weekly picks, 5 spread picks out of 19. I'm just going to get this out of the way. Somebody may have broken a record.
Oh, I
this
hope
week.
It's me. I don't think it is.
I'm pretty sure the old record was 14. I'm pretty sure that was the old record. I don't believe that because I have it written down here somewhere. I'm gonna find it because I wrote it down one week.
We are like he's actually looking through an Excel spreadsheet. If you're just listening and not watching YouTube, just believe we're looking through Excel spreadsheets of our averages. I average 12. He averages 11 and a half.
So the record is 14 out of 16. Obviously, we go out of 19 now. So this is not the best percentage-wise.
Yep.
But most total correct answers. It is the brand new record. And it belongs to you. 15 out of 19 this past week, going 4 for 5 on the spread picks. I told you before, it was confusing. It could end up only being like 13.
Yeah.
But I think it was 15.
Man,
so
I have like a feeling of pride within myself.
Yeah.
15's a big number.
But
no way.
No, I'm kidding.
No, that's not funny.
I got 11 out of 19. So I was going through it too. And my first like 7 games all were like, and the spread picks, like I got them all right.
And you were thinking like,
oh my God, I'm at the first perfect week. And then just the back half, just like
I don't want the perfect week. I hope I never get it.
I'll just be mad that I didn't bet on it.
Yeah. Didn't bet the whole thing, the whole slate. And
but like I would
on
never ever do that. Like it's just such a waste of money.
I mean, you could throw a buck on it. Yeah, win you a ton of money, right?
You could. I might as well just start doing that every week.
Because like what happens when that happens and you're just so upset about what happened?
Yeah.
Like,
it'd be pretty.
You'd be losing so much money.
I also went 4 for 5 on the spread picks though, so we're both at 22 on the year. So we both nailed our spread picks last week.
That's hype.
This week we have 0 teams on a bye. Thank God. Fantasy's been rough the last couple weeks with the buys. I'm just talking with the pies.
No.
But so we have 16 games and only 3 spread picks. I kind of like the fewer picks because you have to carefully pick them because there was actually a lot that I liked this week.
Yeah, me too.
But I didn't. We also have 5 primetime games this week, so there should be no ties. We have the 3 games on Thanksgiving, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football. Let's get into it. Thursday Night Football, we have the 7-3 Buffalo/Detroit Bills taking on your very own 4-6 Detroit Lions.
The connection that these two fan bases have made over the past week have been awesome. The Bills post of the whole, no tables broken, the lights are off, we shut off all the lights, whatever. Man, shout out to Bills, but screw y'all. Just kidding. I love the Bills fans, Bills Nation, Bills Mafia. Stand up. But give me Detroit this week. Give me Detroit. We just need a win. But shout out y'all for being the coolest fan base other than us ever.
Yeah, the Bills are awesome. I'm excited for this game because I just think it's going to be could this be the friendliest game of all time? Did you see what the Bills posted today? The Bills did a thank you to Detroit, and they donated I think $20,000 to one of the Detroit funds or whatever, one of the foundations that the Lions run through.
Oh, awesome.
Donated that, and then they sent a bunch, hella Tim Hortons to Ford Field, I'm pretty sure for all of the staff and everything this morning. And the Lions posted on their story all the people eating donuts and drinking coffee and stuff. Shout out to the Bills, man. We shout out to the Lions people at the Ford Field for setting up the game, that fast. I think it was a circus going on at Ford Field, and then they had to quickly change it for the game. So shout out them and shout out the Bills for repping on our home field, getting that dub, and then you get to hang out in Detroit, come back for a week, but you know who's winning this game. It's Thanksgiving. When I think of Thanksgiving, it's not turkey. It's not gobble gobble. It's not cold weather. It's Detroit Lions football. We have not won a game on Thanksgiving.
I was just going to say, I think of the Lions losing.
Yeah, but I just think of Lions football.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's been 4 years since we've won a game on Thanksgiving. When I was younger, though, I just remember they always won on Thanksgiving. Always. But, as of late, it's been bad. It's time to switch. We are on an all-time high momentum-wise. The Bills have been, hasn't looked as great lately. I think it's set up perfectly for a Lions upset. Also, I did want to say, forgot to write this down on the news. You see the news about Ford Field 2027 Final Four coming to Detroit, hype, baby. First time since Steph Curry and them were. That wasn't the Final Four actually. So
they lost.
I don't know when when the Final Four was in Detroit last.
Dude,
I don't know.
I can't wait to watch friggin' Juwan Howard and Hans Wagner in that game.
No, that's already been confirmed. That's Izzo's last year.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because they're gonna. Yeah. No, it hasn't been confirmed, but
I was playing.
They're gonna win the national championship at Ford Field, and Izzo's gonna retire, and it's gonna be the best year of my life. So
it's gonna be because the Lions are also gonna win the Super Bowl that year.
Shout out to Detroit for getting all we have the draft in 2 years, and now we get this Everyone said Detroit was dead.
No, dude. Detroit's on the
come up.
We're
dude.
turning up.
It's on the come up. All right, let's get to the next game. We have the 7-3 New York Giants taking on the 7-3 Dallas Cowboys.
Damn, that Dallas defense is legit. Last week, just shitting on the fraudulent Vikings, making them look like a bunch of frauds. I'm taking Dallas in this game. We need the Giants to lose. However, I think the plus 9.5 spread is a little disrespectful to a team that wins a lot of close games and plays in a lot of close games. They did just lose by more than that last week to the Lions, so who knows? But I've got a feeling that's just gonna hit. It's just gonna.
It is. I didn't make any. I'll just spoil. I didn't make any spread picks on these Thursday games because I think I'm just for fun, for Thanksgiving, I'm gonna make one on all 3 of them and parlay it. So I just was I'm going to figure that out late, on that day. I'm not going to take them now. I'm not going to commit to anything. I'm taking Dallas, though. I do think it is going to be close. I agree, even though Dallas blew out Minnesota last week. Dallas looked really good. The combination of Pollard and Zeke Elliott has never looked as good as right now. Mm-hmm. So give me Dallas.
It's hilarious how that was looked at as almost a problem at times. Yeah. And now it looks like the best idea ever.
I mean, Zeke is just really good in the goal line, and Pollard is really good everywhere else.
Yeah, he has the highest yards per catch of any player in the NFL.
Yeah, really.
It's crazy.
He had that really long catch, obviously, in that game. Next, we have this is Thursday night as well, the night game, the 6-4 New England Patriots taking on the 8-2 Minnesota Vikings.
You're right. We could still win the division, especially if New England pulls out a win here. Give me New England.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
Give me New England. Minnesota sucks. Next, we have the 7-3 Baltimore Ravens taking on the 3-7 Jacksonville Jaguars.
Give me Baltimore. I mean, we got to play Jacksonville. I want them to keep losing. I want them to suck. I want to beat the shit out of them. I want them to have no reason to try to win. I want them to be out of playoff contention. So give me Baltimore in this game.
I thought about taking Baltimore and then the Jacksonville spread, but it actually wasn't. I think it was only like 4.5. Like it was pretty tight. Because I figured it'd be bigger. Mm-hmm. So I decided this Baltimore Ravens team. I took them minus 12.5 last week. And that was my only spread pick that didn't hit. They couldn't cover against the Carolina Panthers.
Terrible.
Against Baker Mayfield.
Terrible.
So I'm taking the Jags to upset Baltimore this week. Jags coming out feisty. I'm taking them to win this game.
Is Baker getting the start this week?
He's not. Sam Darnold is getting the start this week. He's back from injury. They're just going through everything.
They have one of the worst QB rooms ever.
And they just have Matt Corral who they drafted, who's on IR. He's out for the year, so hasn't played all year. But yeah, Jacksonville taking the upset. Next, we have the 3-7 Denver Broncos taking on the 3-8 Carolina Panthers.
Holy shit, these teams suck. These teams are bad.
I was like, where's he going with this?
Give me Denver in this game just because I think they should win. I don't know. Denver's defense is actually crazy with all due respect. And Carolina is going to be starting Sam Darnold. So give me Denver.
Denver just recently cut Melvin Gordon. So
That's
if you're
crazy.
a Latavius Murray fantasy owner, shout out to you. Looks like he's going to be the main dude there. I think Melvin Gordon had another goal line fumble, which is why they cut him. I can even see it written down. I took Denver minus 2.5 at first, and then I thought to myself, wait, Sam Darnold is getting the start. He's got some to prove.
Some?
Yeah. He's got some to prove. Sam Darnold and the Carolina Panthers. You think they want to, I've been on this train of the Panthers are going to try to start tanking at some point. They've been in tight games lately, dude. I think that is over. I think Sam Darnold, he wants his starting job next year just in case they can't get Bryce Young or whatever. So he's going to go off. Give me the Panthers to win this game. Next, we have the 5-6 Atlanta Falcons taking on the 6-5 Washington Commanders.
Like we said, Washington looks hot. Their offense is just playing out of their mind. Everybody's getting touches. Everybody seems to be scoring. I'm taking Washington in this game, and give me their spread at -4. I think they're going to kill the Falcons, in all honesty.
That's crazy.
Didn't Mariota get hurt? No, Pitts got hurt. Pitts
is done for the year.
Yeah, done for the year.
Well, they think he's done for the year.
Tore his MCL.
Yep. I am taking the Atlanta Falcons in this game. I was just trying to debate who I want to win this game is from a Lions standpoint, because Washington's 6-5, Atlanta's 5-6. Would I rather us, maybe potentially pass Atlanta if they lose, and still be 2 games back of Washington, or a game and a half back of Washington, or Atlanta wins and then they're both just a little bit ahead of us?
Yeah, just barely.
I think I'd rather have that, so I'm going to take the Falcons here with this game.
Respect.
Next, we have the Super Bowl eventual appearancers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 5-5 taking on the 3-7 Cleveland Browns.
Let's see if they go back. I mean, who knows? They could. Tom Brady still plays on the roster. Give me Tampa Bay in this game. Deshaun Watson isn't back yet.
Last week without him,
and then the fantasy footballers, they call him Voldemort. He who shall not be named. That's pretty funny. That's pretty good.
Funny, yeah.
Give me Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Watson is probably going to come back next week, I assume, even though they're going to be 3-8 after this week, because give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and give me the Bucs minus 3.5.
Cleveland's going to be 3-8?
It'll be 3-8 if they lose.
They have 2 wins?
3 wins. That would be...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anyways.
How did that register?
I cannot believe they only have 3 wins. Well, now that I'm thinking about it. That is crazy.
Why even bring Deshaun back? Actually, no, you don't have your pick.
And they paid him.
They don't have their pick. Houston's got that. Maybe they don't. I forget which picks they gave him. I don't think they
should
have
have kept this year's pick.
I don't think they have it.
I don't know. Knowing the situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they totally should have. If that was me, I would have.
Yeah, I would have just kept it.
If that was me, actually, I just wouldn't have traded for Deshaun Watson and gave him $250 million.
I would have done a lot of different things than do that.
Would have kept Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
But yeah, give me the Bucs minus 3.5. Next, we have a really good matchup here: the 6-4 Cincinnati Bengals taking on the 7-3 Tennessee Titans.
Sorry, yawn. This game, should be really good. This game was like one of the tougher games to pick.
Yeah, it was really good.
Joe Mixon's going to be out. Samaje Perine is a must-start back this week in fantasy.
Mixon's out?
Yeah, concussion.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Well, I guess he's questionable right now, but he's probably out.
Gonna be, if he has one, he'll be out.
Yeah. However, I still think Cincinnati is the better team. Tennessee wins a lot of games. They just continue to do it. They have a culture there is the only reason they seem to win. But I don't believe they're going to win this game. Give me Cincinnati. I'm low-key like the biggest Cincinnati fan ever.
Right.
I feel like I pick them every week.
Cincinnati broke the curse of teams that they lose the week after they beat the Carolina Panthers. They broke it. I was hammering Steelers all day. They let me down. Should have known. Even though like the Steelers actually like scored a good amount of points, which was weird out of nowhere. Give me Tennessee though. They dominated against Green Bay last week. They've looked really good. Ryan Tannehill in his first game back was dealing for the Titans last week. So give me Tennessee. Next, we have the 1-8-1 Houston Texans taking on the 7-3 Miami Dolphins.
Give me the Dolphins.
Next, we have the 3-8 Chicago Bears taking on the 6-4 New York Jets.
Give me the Jets. We don't want the Bears to win. We don't want to be competing with them.
Right.
Give me the Jets.
This one's tough because...
Does it really matter? You're going to tell me right now. Does this game really matter?
What do you mean?
Like in the scope of playoffs?
Oh, no, not really. I mean, we have a one-game lead on Chicago, and we beat them, and we get to play them again. Like, obviously, we want Chicago to lose just because. But I'm just saying this game is a tough one because Zach Wilson, has all this drama going on with the Jets right now. And the Jets, they're still 6-4. Like, they're a good team, but it's starting to, go back to same old Jets. But Justin Fields is questionable this week. It sounds like he's going to miss like more than just this week is what it sounds like right now, like maybe even the rest of the year. So I'm going to take the Jets -4.5. I just think without Justin Fields, if he doesn't play, assuming he doesn't, that Bears team can't do anything.
Yeah. Did Zach Wilson have the worst quote of all time in his post-game interview?
He very well may have.
For the listeners who don't know, after the game, the Jets defense gave up 3 points to the New England Patriots. And after the game, they said, do you believe that you that you let your defense down? As after he went 7 of 22 for like 77 yards, and he looks right at the camera, snappy. He was quick with it. He goes, "No, I did not let my defense down." What do you mean, dude?
It was just bad.
7 of 22, and you didn't let them down? You suck. Like you're terrible.
Yeah, that was just a terrible game. I'm glad I didn't watch that game. The ending obviously was crazy with the punt return for the touchdown and everything. But yeah, I think that Zach Wilson, whether he starts or not, he's got something to prove this week. So that's why I'm taking the Jets -4.5.
Something to prove.
Some to prove.
Yep, something to prove.
Next, we got the 3-7 Las Vegas Raiders taking on the 6-4 Seahawks.
Shit. I picked the Seahawks, but I can't have the Seahawks win this game. Oh, I'm going with Vegas. Give me that pen. There's gonna be a scribble out and a recircle.
I'll remember.
Yeah, we'll know.
Just try to make it like a little obvious.
I'm gonna make it dumb obvious. Like I'm gonna just black out Seahawks.
Well, then I'm gonna forget what game it was.
No,
I'm just kidding. I know, I'm kidding. Oh yeah, give me the Raiders. The Raiders finally got a dub last week. It was a pretty good win against like a good Denver defense. Devontae goes crazy. Jacobs had a really nice game. Derek Carr looked pretty good. I think the Raiders can maybe start to string together a few wins. Not saying they're going to like make the playoffs or anything, but have a respectable record to end the season. So I'm going to take the Raiders over the Seahawks in this game. Next, we have the 5-5 LA Chargers taking on the 4-7 Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona's terrible. I mean, they're hilariously bad. That Kittle touchdown where he ran up the sideline was top.
Why couldn't he just give it to Debo? Like, I needed Debo to get like 30 to win me in fantasy, and he was kind of close.
Seth was sitting in the same boat, too.
I know.
He was upset about it, too, but it was the worst attempt to tackle a player I have ever seen. They didn't even try to tackle George Kittle. There was I felt like 3 guys who could have tackled George Kittle throughout that play, and nobody did, especially number 33, whoever that is. But that team is hilariously bad, and the Chargers aren't much better. The Chargers have been banged up all year. Keenan Allen had to play basically a full game the other week because Mike Williams is out. He got a ton of usage on the field.
Yeah.
Their whole plan kind of went out the window to put him on a snap count. But hopefully Mike Williams is back And hopefully this Chargers team's a little more healthy. I think they can beat Arizona handedly. Give me the Chargers.
I'm taking the Chargers here as well. Cardinals look pretty bad. I don't know the status of Kyler Murray. I think he's going to come back this week, but who knows?
About that too.
Colt McCoy didn't look very good in that game. Give me the Chargers here for sure. They've had two really close games the past 2 Sunday nights, and I think it's just time they finally get back on track with a win here. So give me the Chargers. Next, we have the falling 3-7 LA Rams taking on the 8-2 Kansas City Chiefs.
You know, with the Lions having the Rams pick, it's been so easy to pick against them every week.
Yeah.
And never believe they're ever going to win a football game again. Go Kansas City.
I did take Kansas City. I think they're like -12 or -12.5.
Yeah, something like that.
Or is it that high now?
It might be 14.5.
Because they don't. I think Stafford's status is up in the air. He got a concussion again last week, and he did the week before as well. So,
dude's struggling.
I think that's why the line is so high. I do think that I almost thought about taking the Rams because I think they could at least cover, but I didn't. Just give me the Chiefs straight up. Next, we have the 4-7 New Orleans Saints taking on the 6-4 San Francisco 49ers.
I'm definitely taking San Francisco in this game. They just look dominant. And this was my favorite line of the week because FanDuel was telling me it was a lock.
Line of the week? Line of the week,
Nice.
question mark?
Yeah, because FanDuel was telling me it was a lock.
Oh, so it's lock of the week.
It's lock of the week.
All right, what is it?
I don't know. It's just a lock symbol. That's all it was. They just said it was
I get what you're
locked.
saying. Oh, so yeah, they did. I actually noticed that too. Yeah, they didn't have a line for this game on FanDuel.
Why?
I don't know either. I could have looked on another thing, but I didn't really feel like it.
No, didn't need
actually,
to.
let's just look right now.
We might as well. Let's play whose line is it anyways from Barstool. Let's guess the line.
Okay.
San Francisco minus
go ahead.
5.5.
I want to say -8.5. I think it's probably a little high. Yeah, I don't get like. I'm just trying to think if there's a reason, like maybe like if Jameis is starting or not, or like
It just feels weird when they do that.
Like, why is it locked?
Why
Like,
is it this game?
Also, Jameis is pissed that he's not the starter anymore.
Yeah, which is awesome. Be pissed. You should be.
Exactly. All right, let's see. It's still locked. Yeah, I mean, San Francisco's -450 to win, so it's probably like pretty high. Okay, I can technically see what it is set at though, because I can look at the alternate spread and just see what is like the most regular odds. So San Francisco -9.5 is at -115 odds. So that is most likely the spread.
Wow.
So I would say San Francisco -9.5 is probably the spread.
Awesome. San Francisco's just been balling.
It must just be something going on with the app. Like, I don't really get why it's like that. But yeah, just give me the Niners to win here. Sunday Night Football, we have the 4-7 Green Bay Packers taking on the 9-1 Philadelphia Eagles.
Give me Philly and give me the embarrassment of Aaron Rodgers, the continued. Do the Packers, should they put in Jordan Love at this point?
That's what the discussion has been. I mean, you lose this game, like, probably.
Definitely.
Like,
Right.
you're
Just
out
give
of,
him a chance.
You're out of the playoffs, yeah.
Like, you're not, like, telling Rodgers, hey, this is the starter from now on. It's just like, you're old.
And he's
we're
probably
not gonna
gone.
win.
Like, we're probably just going to trade you anyways. So,
Yeah.
like, we might as well get Jordan Love, see if he's going to be the QB next year or not.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But give me Philly and give me their spread at -7.
I'm taking Philly as well, but this is something I don't like doing. I'm taking Green Bay +7.
Just sad.
On prime time, I think that they can cover this. Philly has been pretty shaky lately. The Indianapolis Colts +6.5 worked last week against them. As much as I don't like Green Bay, how much better is the Colts than Green Bay? They definitely are better.
Definitely.
But give me Green Bay +7.
Even though Philly, low-key, you're right. Philly does look a little fraudulent.
They do. They
after
definitely
their
do.
Indy game. You're
Monday Night Football, we have the 3-7 Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the 4-6-1 Indianapolis Colts.
Listen, all I'm saying is if that there is one receiver in the NFL that I could lock up, it's Deontay Johnson. Give me 10 routes on him. I'm locking him up for 2 of them.
Yeah, he'll get two catches out of 10 targets.
2 catches out of 10 targets. That's clamps. Okay? No, that is not what I was trying to say. I'm saying he'd catch 8 of them, and I would clamp him up for 2 of them.
Yeah.
That's just a joke. I saw a TikTok about it. Some Miami fan was like, he's the one I could lock up. If there was anybody in the league, it's Deontay.
That's out of all guys, it's
out
him?
of all guys.
Like, he was pretty good last year.
Like I would have said like Skowronek or something.
Yeah, I say like somebody like who's not playing very much.
Greg
Give me
Dortch.
Isaiah Hodgins.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not him. But that fan has led me to pick the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, if this random 12-year-old fan off the street in a Dolphins uniform trying to be Jalen Waddle can clamp up Deontay Johnson, I assume somebody on the Colts can.
So you're telling me you weren't going to take the Colts before that? You're taking the Steelers?
I was for real. I was Steelers Nation kind of low-key. I was horns up for Steelers.
Listen, I know that this, like, Bears-Patriots was probably the worst Monday night showdown of the year. This one's got to be close. I mean,
it's better.
It's got to be close to that. I know it's not, but like
it is.
The combined records of this team is just like it's not great.
It's hilarious that these didn't get subbed out 2 weeks ago.
I know. Like they're lucky that we have these Thanksgiving games. They're lucky that Jeff Saturday has revived this Colts team. So give me the Colts here. Can't take the Steelers 2 weeks in a row. I mean, that's just an automatic letdown.
Nope.
All right, before we get into our final topic of the day, let's quickly talk about some college basketball and Pistons. This doesn't have to last very long. I don't remember the last time we've talked. Was it Michigan State beating Kentucky? I can't remember. MSU beat Kentucky a week ago today. And then they beat Villanova on Friday. So a couple huge wins for MSU. We're up to number 12 in the country. And we start the Phil Knight Invitational on Thursday. We're going to be taking on Alabama. Then we're going to play either like UConn or Oregon. And then if we win that, we would play probably North Carolina in the championship. And they're the number 1 team in the nation right now. So Michigan State has looked really good. A lot of guys stepping up. I feel like we're a nice balanced team. We don't have just one main guy, which was a downfall last year. But I think this year everyone has improved a lot, starting with Mady Sissoko, obviously. So Michigan State, big time games coming up here. It'd be nice if we can win some of them.
Yeah, Sissoko has been just so impressive this year, and everybody's gotten so much better. You're totally right.
And Tyson Walker really balled the last couple games as well.
He's a monster.
Michigan has been rough. Obviously, the blowout loss to Arizona State last week, and then the almost losing to Ohio this past Sunday went to overtime. What a crazy end of that game, too, with that pass off the rim. And
it was so
But then the
crazy.
dude blew the layup. Like, it was
and then
just
the other dude got the rebound, and he's like tipped it. That was crazy.
Crazy play. But Michigan's struggling right now. They are now unranked with the new AP poll coming out. They take on Jackson State tomorrow night, but then they start their run of good non-conference play. They take on number 5 Virginia Tuesday. It is at home into Chrysler Center, but Virginia has looked really hot. They beat Baylor last week. Yeah, they beat Baylor, and Baylor's a team that was like number 2 coming into that game. So that's going to be a tough game. They take on Kentucky in a week after that, the same day we go to that Lions game, and they still have to play North Carolina later in the year too. Yeah. So tough upcoming schedule here for Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan's been really tough to watch. They don't score the ball that great. I think they force a lot of shots. But I'm still really focused on football season now.
Right, yeah, exactly.
But I will be really upset if this continues when football season is over. I will struggle to watch Michigan hoops. I need good basketball.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, I don't know. The Ohio game was bad. I mean, that and Arizona State. I mean, they killed us.
Yeah,
it wasn't even close. It's just ugly. Where did Kentucky fall to? Do you know?
Kentucky's 15, which was kind
of it.
I know. I figured I low-key thought they might be unranked.
Did they lose to Gonzaga?
Lost to Gonzaga, like pretty. Like not big, but like it was like Gonzaga won.
They got handled
pretty good, yeah. And obviously MSU beat them too in double OT. So
that's horseshit.
I know, pretty wild,
absolute horseshit.
And then there was something else I was gonna. Oh, I just think that these games are good for Michigan, like especially with the way they're playing right now. They're playing bad against these MAC schools. I think they gotta play a team like Virginia to just really like. Okay, like maybe we're just playing down to our competition. Yeah. Who knows?
Playing soft,
but they got exactly. Like they got to play a team that is much better than them to really because that Arizona State team is not better than Michigan. I mean, Arizona State got upset by some bad team like the game before that. So, like they're not better team than Michigan is. They need to play a really, really good team to. I don't know. I don't know if they're just what's going on with them, but they need a reality check of some sort.
They need a lot.
Let's talk about the Pistons really quickly because we have bad news. Cade Cunningham, who has missed at least like the last week and a half now, is out indefinitely. It still is up in the air whether or not he's going to get surgery. It sounds like he is, and if he does, he probably will be out for the year. However, I saw the other day that he was actually practicing in warm-ups, not practicing, but just getting some shots up, which I see a lot of Pistons fans like, oh, well, if he's doing that, why is he not playing? We're going to get in trouble for this and that. I mean, he's just shooting the ball. Like, he hasn't got surgery yet. Like, he was playing with this injury, like, at the beginning of the year. Like, it's not like this just came out of nowhere. So
yeah, this injury isn't quite the injury people think it is.
He just have a broken leg, yeah.
He's a little sore, and they're noticing that there's ligament problems there. He's got a little bit of pain.
Exactly. Like, he probably could play through it, but it's like, do we want to risk that? You know?
Exactly.
I don't know. So, I mean, and maybe they're just testing it out, too. Like, if he thinks he can play through it and they want him to warm up a little bit, who knows? So he might be out. I'm going to not get my hopes up and assume that he is going to get surgery and miss most of the year, if not all of the year. The good news is Jaden Ivey has been phenomenal since then. Killian Hayes has really stepped up.
Alec Burks is back.
Alec Burks has been
He's a baller.
The Pistons have been scoring the heck out of the ball. The other night against the Sacramento Kings, one of the highest scoring games of the year. It was like 140 to 130 or something. Yeah. And with big games from everybody, had like 7 or 8 players in double-digit points, so that was really cool to see. Sadiq Bey is out; he's not going to be part of the rest of this West Coast trip, which sucks because he's a guy that has just not missed any games since coming into the league. They played Denver tonight in Denver. Beef Stew is still out, obviously, so. I've been seeing some rumors on Twitter about Stanley Johnson coming back to the Pistons.
That'd be fire.
I think it'd be cool because he said somebody asked him about it and he even like responded and was like, I always love Detroit. Like I feel like the fans there like really gave me a chance and I let them down. Like I'm always open to a return to Detroit. Like he definitely was really cool about it. And a lot of the comments were like Pistons fans like, yeah, like let's bring him back.
Yeah,
like,
we might as well.
Good defender. Like give him a chance to have a
culture.
bigger role. I mean, if with everybody hurt, like, sure, why not?
And I love the whole Pistons mantra of a bunch of guys who have something to prove.
Yeah.
Some to prove, you know? They've all got
some to prove.
Some to prove.
Kevin Knox, too, another guy that's got some to prove.
He's got a lot more than some.
He balled out the other night, which was
all.
nice to see. He had like his best game as a Piston, which he struggled so far as in a Pistons uniform. So it was nice to see that as well.
Lil Baby needs to come out with a new song called All to Prove.
Yeah.
That's what Kevin Knox got.
Everything to prove.
Yeah, everything.
All right, let's get into the last topic of the day. Last year, if you were an OG listener, I mean, not even OG, but like if you listened a year ago, we did, because we've been doing it for a long, a good amount of time. Yeah. We did our top 5 Thanksgiving sides. It was a pretty fun thing that we did. I was on TikTok. It did pretty well. And I wanted to redo it, but it's like, I feel like I got the same exact top 5. Like I had the Thanksgiving. It's only been one time since then. So we're copying. I've seen other people on TikTok do this, but it's whatever.
We were the originators, by the way.
Yeah. We started the
draft.
The sauce draft started it all.
We did.
And now that's the biggest thing on TikTok is these draft videos, and they all go stupid, dumb, crazy.
And the one dudes are actually hilarious, like the Broadcast Boys, I think is their name.
Like the ones with
It's just 2 dudes who like sit on FaceTime. It looks like obviously. They're not.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. The Broadcast Boys are different guys. Those are
gotcha.
like House of Highlights guys.
Gotcha.
But I think I know who you're talking about.
Those guys are hilarious,
and they do those types of drafts
every day.
But like the sauce draft
shit.
was the originator of these draft videos, like on all of TikTok.
Yeah.
Just want to put that out there.
Just putting it out there. Also, real quick on the OG conversation, I think we set the cutoff as this episode. If you were not listening before this episode, or like this episode or before, you're not an OG.
Like the Thanksgiving one last year?
No. I'm saying this one right here. Let's set the cutoff here.
So
anybody from here on out is not an OG.
But wouldn't that OG be like in the past though?
Yeah, boy.
You're telling me if you listened last week, you're an OG listener of the podcast?
So, like, are you saying that the line should continue to move as it grows? Because at some point, the line has to have a cutoff.
You're right. I mean, I think like a year ago in the past, like and beyond,
so if
is like
you
an OG
heard
listener.
Our Thanksgiving sides.
Yeah, you're OG.
You're an OG.
I think so.
If not, and that's where the cutoff's going to be forever. So, like, there's only like 80 of you guys.
And like a year from now, we'll move it up another.
Yeah, we'll just move it up. We'll keep moving
and that was,
up.
I actually remember that. That was a late night cast too. Like we did that really like the night before Thanksgiving.
Late night casts are fire.
Late,
we haven't done. We don't even do those anymore.
I mean, like we pretty much every episode. It's almost 9 o'clock right now. Like
damn, son.
Much, yeah, we got to get going.
Yeah,
actually,
no, we don't.
Give me that pen. All right. This is what we're going to do. This is the Thanksgiving food draft.
Yep.
We're just going to go back and forth. We don't need a serpentine draft here. So what I'm going to do, I got a number behind my back. 1 and 2. Or it's not 1 and 2. It's 1 or 2. Tell me which one you think it is. And if you guess it right, you get the first pick. If you guess it wrong, you get the second pick.
Okay, this is an intense mind game between us. Give me 1.
It is 1.
Let's go. I knew it.
First pick.
Because you thought I'd say 2 because 2 is the obvious one.
I didn't think that. You thought that I would pick 2. That's what I was going with that. Like I thought you would think that I'm usually picking 2.
And that's what I did think.
I'm not picking 2.
Yeah.
So this is the Thanksgiving food draft. Just food on Thanksgiving. It's that simple. What's your first pick?
I have 1 first pick because I and my opinion is totally flipped on it. The first overall pick is gravy.
Okay.
You cannot have Thanksgiving without gravy.
Yeah.
Imagine going to the table and having a plate of turkey, stuffing, and mashed potatoes and no gravy.
That would suck.
You'd have a miserable ass Thanksgiving.
That would be terrible.
Your mouth would be so dry.
Oh, dude, because like we have to follow these rules.
Yeah.
Like, on
We have to,
Thursday.
yeah.
So now,
Your Thanksgiving is ruined.
because I was gonna take mashed potatoes first overall, but like
Well, why even?
I don't
them?
have gravy for them. I still think I am gonna take them. Like not here, but unless you just snag them. I don't know.
I mean, who knows?
Okay, so there's the debate. What's better on Thanksgiving, ham or turkey? Excuse me. And I think the modern thing, like people that are like the cool kids are like trying to make ham like the new thing. And I've always been a ham over turkey guy on Thanksgiving. But like low key, like just in the past year since that Thanksgiving, I've consumed much more turkey than ham. But this sucks, dude. This sucks. I didn't think you were gonna take gravy first, dude. Oh, this sucks. All right. I'm still going to take mashed potatoes first because it's the best side. I know I don't get gravy, but like if you get like cheesy ones or just put some butter on it, it's good enough, I guess.
Facts.
Mashed potatoes are just easily the best side, so give me that number one.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to kind of let the meat hang for a little bit.
That was good.
That was hilarious. Yeah, I'm just going to let it hang out. And I'm going to go with mac and cheese for my second overall pick.
All right.
I think that's right where that belongs, too.
So, like, I was pretty much just going to let you take turkey or ham and just take the other one because I don't want to be the guy that, like, picks ham over turkey.
That's kind of what I'm doing.
But
I'm deferring.
Because here's what I'm thinking. I think I am a ham over turkey guy, but if I let you get turkey with this squad,
I'm loaded.
It's kind of loaded. Like, so I'm going to take turkey here. I like turkey. Like, I think I might like it over ham now. I'm going to decide on Thursday if I really do like it more than ham on Thanksgiving.
We'll see when you grab your plate. What's more on the plate? Take a picture of it for memory.
Because I usually always get both, but like if I
too.
only could get one in the past, it's always been ham.
Yep, and today will be the only day you get one.
That's true. Well, you're right.
I'm taking ham.
Yeah.
You can only have turkey. I was deferring to you. I didn't want to make the choice either. I would have also went with turkey.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, that's good. That makes me feel good at least. All
right,
so this is where things get tough, right? This sort of things get pretty tough because it's like
so many options.
Now it's like the whatever you personally like the most. I know you're a stuffing guy. You made stuffing the number one side last year.
Yeah.
I will say, I remember last year I gave you a lot of shit. I said it's the worst side of all time. I have switched on stuffing.
Respect.
During my dad kind of made it throughout the year, like just as a side, like occasionally, and it's pretty solid. Like it's definitely not my favorite.
It's so good,
but like it's solid. So I'm thinking about taking it just to like really piss you off.
Yeah. Like when Parker took Ruby Red Squirt, even though he's only had like two,
right? Even
in
though
his
he
whole
like
life.
never drinks it. Yeah. It's a power move. It really is.
Just like,
then it just makes you want to vote for that person. But like we're not voting for
it's like the ultimate dick move is what it is.
But I'm not going to do that. Best dessert, give me pumpkin pie with whip, obviously. So give me and I would specify pie, but like, I would just say pie in general, but like I'm taking pumpkin pie.
Yeah. It's respectable. It's the best Thanksgiving pie. It's definitely the staple pie of Thanksgiving.
But I have a pick that I really wanted to take over it, and if you take it here,
well, I'm not. I'm gonna take stuffing.
Oh, okay.
You're good. Yeah. I love stuffing.
Right.
I was honestly pretty worried when he started talking about stuffing because I was like, damn. I can't believe he likes it now. I was totally going off the basis.
I don't know if I like
it.
I just like don't think it's the worst. Like I am gonna put some of it on my plate.
Yeah, probably. Mix it with your turkey and a little bit with your potatoes.
I remember you saying that.
It's delicious.
All right, so I have two things here that I want to take.
Fourth round, right?
Yeah,
we're doing a 5 round.
Yeah, this is my fourth pick. You only have one pick left.
Yeah.
So I know I have. I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it because I don't want you to take it.
I've got 10 things.
I think I'm gonna let this. I think it can slide. I'm cool with one or the other. So I'm going to get this out of the way because I think you want it. Give me rolls. Fourth round, dude.
You ass.
Give me rolls. The rolls are like your meal is not completed without a roll or two. And like you eat your meal and then you go back up to the table and you just grab a roll and just eat on it while you're watching the Lions lose. So it's like I think the
not
rolls
this year. Things change.
Well, yeah, but I was like usually, I will have on Thanksgiving, I will have minimum 4 rolls.
Minimum. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like the line on rolls is like 6.5.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
And like I'm smashing the over.
Yeah, hitting the over. Definitely.
All right, last pick.
Man, that's a good pick. I've got a couple fun ones and I'll just go through them. Whipped cream was an option. Just taking it.
Right. That's kind of a weird one.
It's really specific.
Yeah.
It's like taking butter almost.
Yeah, that definitely is. Salt.
Obviously, there's pie. I think you're a big green bean casserole fan, which like.
I like green beans.
Okay, I mess with
casserole's all right.
I mess with green
just
bean
the green beans
casserole.
alone, I probably would have taken.
I just like can't go to Thanksgiving without some sort of potatoes. And you've got mashed, so I'm gonna go with what I believe is the second best. However, there is a food problem. I'll explain it. My last pick is scalloped potatoes.
That's a good one.
The only problem with scalloped potatoes is they have two temperatures: boiling hot or freezer burnt cold. It is the one of two flavors heats that those come in.
Yeah.
They don't get better. It's only those two.
Dude, scalloped potatoes are so good.
So fire.
I used to hate them when I was little. I don't know why, but they just gave me such a weird, like, these are freaking weird. But they're so good, especially like cheesy ones, obviously.
My God.
Hopefully cheesy potatoes is what's at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know.
If not,
Scalloped
you could
potatoes
always
is
make
good.
it and bring it.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Okay, yeah. We're not to that point in
No,
our lives,
not yet.
where we're
Like,
bringing dishes.
No, like give me like a year or
Yeah.
two. Like I gotta at least be like out of college.
Give me 2. Give me 3 years until I'm starting to bring
Exactly,
a dish.
dude. Like that's a little like I'm still like I'm not there yet. Come
Yeah,
on.
me
Like I know
either.
I can legally have a beer, but like legally bring a dish to family Thanksgiving?
No.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's like 24.
If I did that, my family would look at me so funny.
Like I don't think they'd eat it. I think they'd be like, "Whoa, like where'd you buy this from?
Where'd you put this?
Who made this?" Like I don't think they'd trust it.
No, me either.
Last pick, I definitely need a veggie, obviously. So I was debating between. I was hoping that maybe green beans I take it, maybe carrots. I don't know. Corn though is the go-to. Give me corn with my last pick. Because it's just like one of the best veggies at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no doubt. Me and Seth had a discussion about that, and we mentioned, because I was on a website and I was looking at best Thanksgiving food, and corn wasn't listed. And I looked at Seth, I was like, corn's a Thanksgiving food, right? And he's like,
100%.
He's like, it's not any other food.
I think it's the Thanksgiving vegetable.
Yeah,
Like
I
not
would agree.
Potato's a vegetable technically, right?
I think it's a starch.
Yeah, I don't even know. But like, let's just say it's not.
Yeah.
I would say that corn
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I would agree.
So your lineup is gravy, mac and cheese, ham, stuffing, scalloped potatoes. That's a pretty good meal right
Yeah,
there.
it is.
Mine is mashed potatoes, turkey, pumpkin pie, rolls, and corn.
Man, that is also
We got a pretty good lineup.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, I think the problem with yours is like, I guess not the problem, but like the gravy would complement my squad
Better.
so much more than
So
yours,
much
dude.
more.
Like you don't really need gravy on your ham. Like you could, but
yeah,
like
you've got turkey and potatoes.
turkey and
I
potatoes.
only have stuffing.
Yeah, stuffing. I mean, like yeah, exactly.
It needs
That's pretty much
gravy,
it.
but that's it.
And like scalloped
Damn.
potatoes are probably already a little wet anyways.
Yeah,
you know,
they
so
better be,
They should
or
be.
else
Yeah, that's I'm pissed.
I'm not eating them
Not eating
bitches.
them. I'll just get them mashed. So make sure to send me a picture of your plate
I will.
on Thanksgiving.
I will.
All right, everybody. That's today's episode. Thank you for listening. This was a really fun episode. Have a great Thanksgiving. Spend some time with your family. Watch the Lions. If you're working on Thanksgiving, shout out to you because I know what it's like and it's a tough thing to do.
Yep.
So everybody who's working or with your families, shout out to you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Super quick, right before we leave, one thing you're thankful for.
One thing I'm thankful for?
Yeah.
Ooh, you go first.
I'm going to say I am thankful for my wonderful co-host on the podcast.
Oh, you put me in a rough spot. I'm thankful for the... like you're not making me feel bad. I don't say you. So, okay, I obviously am thankful for you, and I'm thankful for this podcast. I'm thankful for for our fans.
For sure.
And I'm thankful for Texan Guy 47 if he's listening right now. If you're still there, because he be commenting on all of our posts,
Dude.
and he knows our names. He knows the guest names. I'm thankful for all of our guests.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm really thankful for. I'm thankful for the Detroit Lions, baby. Go Lions, beat the Bills. See you later.
Peace.